Everybody, thanks for joining us on a Sunday. Exciting day for our football program, for our athletic program, for our university. Really excited this afternoon to get a call shortly after 2 o'clock from Jim McVeigh, Troy Atlas with the ReliaQuest Bowl. Of course, offered us the invitation to represent the university, the Big Ten Conference in Tampa, as a member, as a participant in the ReliaQuest Bowl, the 2022, I guess now will be 2023 version of the game. Excited to play a great Mississippi State team. Of course, it's our first appearance in a New Year's Day bowl game. Obviously, it's shifted to January 2nd this year. In a number of years, the highest profile game we've attended since the Rose Bowl in 2008. First time in Florida, actually, since I was still wearing pads. Back in 1999, the MicronPC.com Bowl was our last Florida Bowl appearance in 1999. Just couldn't be prouder of our team, of our coaches, of our players. As you would imagine, a lot has gone into putting us in a position to qualify for a game like this one, and just can't say enough good things about all the hard work, the dedication, the commitment, the sacrifice that has gone into putting our program in this position to play in a game with this level of profile and visibility. Really excited for our student athletes. Of course, we have some of our older guys in particular who have been around for a long time and haven't had the opportunity to participate in the postseason on a regular basis, and so for them to be able to conclude their careers in some cases in a game with this reputation is really exciting for me. A couple of the guys will be available to you here after today, and looking forward to working with them to finish their careers off on the right note. I want to encourage our fans to come down and join us in Tampa. Of course, that's always a big part of the conversation with the people from the bowl games is what kind of a fan following do you have? Do you think they're going to show up? Do you think they're going to come out and represent your university? And so just based on what we saw with the uptick in attendance here in the last half of our home schedule, what we saw out in Las Vegas with our men's basketball team here a few weeks back, our fans have demonstrated their passion and their enthusiasm for what's happening with this athletics program right now, and in particular their excitement about Illinois football. We have a lot of folks who spend some of the winter months down in the state of Florida. We hope they'll make arrangements to come join us in Tampa, but also we hope people have been planning to be a part of the bowl experience with us. We've been eligible for the bowl game now for some time, and so we hope they'll make plans to head south after Christmas and join us down there for what we're looking forward to having a great week with our fans and with so many people who have helped to make this possible. So real excited about where we're headed. Again, grateful to Coach for his incredible leadership. I don't think this is a surprise to anybody. We certainly would not be standing where we are today without all the tireless work that he has put in over these last 2 years to move this program forward, the way that he has connected with our team, the way that he has worked tirelessly on the recruiting trail, the staff that he's brought together, the vision, the standard of excellence, all the things that go into building a program. Coach has brought to the Illinois football program and in particular to the Smith Center, and so grateful to him for his leadership, for all the work that he's put in to get us here. And with that, I think I'll bring him up. Unless, I guess, questions for me before I step aside?
Josh, just can you take me through? I know a lot happened this week, especially the Pac-12 title game that could have impact on you guys. What was this process like the last couple of days with you guys?
Just a lot of watching, a lot of waiting to see. We knew that the number of teams from the Big Ten that got pulled into the New Year's Six would have implications for which game we might be in. We knew that if the Big Ten qualified a team into the Orange Bowl, that it would take the game in Tampa off the board for the Big Ten Conference. And so we were watching to see kind of where Ohio State was going to end up, and then, of course, where Penn State was going to end up. And so as some of those pieces started to clarify themselves here over the last 2 days, we had a pretty good sense that this is where we were going to end up. But you never know until you know. And so today is some of the announcements were made, and then ultimately when we got the call, was a great sense of relief and pride. Excited about where we're headed, and again, grateful to our players.
Josh, you kind of mentioned this, but I think Florida has the fourth highest set of state of alumni, for Illinois. Is that there's an excitement there that you're going to a place where there are a lot of orange and blue already in the state?
It's hugely important for us. Obviously, Florida's a premier destination for us in a lot of different ways. As you said, we have a number of alumni down there. We have a lot of people who at least make their home part of the year down in Florida. We have a number of Florida natives on our roster. We have the largest number of Florida players in the Big Ten West. on our roster here at the University of Illinois. And so that all, I think, factored into their decision and the interest that they have in us, and I think something that really gets us fired up to go down there and be a part of this.
Josh, when you hired coach a couple years ago, did you expect a New Year's Day game in 2 years? I mean, are you way ahead of the schedule in terms of where you thought it would be?
I don't really sit down and think about it in those terms. I never sit down and think, okay, by date X we should be here and then we should be there. It's all about process. It's all about are we doing the right things in terms of putting one foot in front of the next to build the program into something that can have the sustained success that Brett and I have talked about from our very first conversation. So I always hesitate to put timelines on those things. But all that said, I couldn't be happier to be in a New Year's Day bowl game here just in the second year of Brett's tenure, and certainly I think it bodes well for what the future holds for Illinois football.
Josh, what was this like for you just to watch this season unfold and be in contention for the West as far as it was, and now to be here and just kind of see the growth of this in year two?
I'm in a unique position, as you all know. I get to wear multiple hats here, and obviously wear my athletic director hat every day, but I never take off my former player hat as well. And so just to see the way that our guys went out and believed, the way that they went out and competed. We lost a few games we'd like to have back, but they're one-score games. And if you're playing competitive Big Ten football, that's something that we haven't always done here in recent history. And so for us to go out every week and know that we were going to have a chance to win the game, even up in Ann Arbor, and the way that we competed in that game, the most closely competed game that Michigan had this season, I think it really was something that filled me with a lot of pride, but also helped me understand what is yet to do in front of us. And I think that's always got to be the message to our players, to our coaches, to our department. We can allow ourselves to be pleased with the progress we've made. We can't ever confuse being pleased with being satisfied. And so we all understand that we have to continue to push the bar higher. But it was a lot of fun for me to just see the enthusiasm on our guys' faces, to know that they believed that they could win every time the ball got kicked off. And they've earned that right. And with all the work that they put in, with the sacrifices they've made, they've earned the right to go out and have a chance to win the game every time the lights come on. And for them to be able to do that at a high level this year was really rewarding.
Josh, you extended Coach Walters, extended Coach Lundy. Can we expect more news along those lines coming in the offseason?
Let me just put the whole playbook. No, I'm kidding. Yes, certainly. I don't think this will be a surprise to anybody. We're incredibly pleased with Coach Bielema's leadership, the entire group that we have in that building, and so we're, as we have routinely over the years in lots of different sports, working actively to try and make sure that we can keep that group together. I'm really impressed with the team that Coach was able to assemble, both on the field but in the offices as well. And as we try and build on this year's success in future years, our ability to try and keep the band together, as they say, will be a really important part of that.
Josh, you get two Big Ten teams in the college football playoff, Nebraska and Wisconsin. Obviously, you have new coaches with big dollars. What have you seen from the Big Ten in the last 7 years since you've been here, how it's evolved and grown?
It's a competitive league, and I think that excites me. I love, people often ask about, what's your general view on the world as the athletic director, and first and foremost, I'm a competitor, and I love the idea of having the opportunity to go out and compete against the very best. And I think that over the last 7 years, you've seen the Big Ten Conference sharpen itself. It's kind of the old iron sharpens iron concept. I mean, everybody has gotten better, and everybody understands the stakes are high. Everybody understands the opportunity that we have to be associated with the Big Ten Conference. And so as we all have tried to elevate our game, it's put us in a position now to continue to build on that as we move forward. And so I'm proud of the league, and I'm proud of us. And we've got a lot more work to do, but I think it bodes well for the Big Ten that we continue to find ways to push the needle forward to advance the reputation and profile of the Big Ten Conference, and knowing that the University of Illinois is going to be right in that mix as we go forward. Anything else? Okay.